Okay, people. It's just dropped. The new Travis Scott non-apology. He's not apologising once again. And this time, he's not apologising for a grand total of 51 minutes. It's crazy. It's wild. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Travis Scott, what's up, brother?
What it do?
How you feeling?
You know, I've been on about like different type of like emotions, you know, emotional roller coaster. I mean,
You know, the dizzying ups of making a ton of money from your 350 a ticket festival, and the sad lows of fucking it all up and having 10 people die. Tell us more, Travis.
it gets so hard because, you know, I always felt like connected with my fans.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I went through something, you know, and I feel like
He went through something. First person he's talking about going through something. Him, old Travis.
fans went through something and people's parents went through something.
Classic. He's put himself in front of his fans and the parents. Not surprising. Not surprising.
And it's, you know, it really, you know, it hurts. It hurts the community. It hurts a city. And it's just been a lot of thoughts, you know, a lot of feelings, a lot of grieving, and just, you know, trying to wrap my head around it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I really just really wanted to be there.
Be there. Who are you going to be there for, Trav? The victims?
And just, you know, wish you could just kind of like hold everyone, you know, kind of just heal them, talk to them, have conversations.
I'm going to get so triggered in this thing, man. I'm going to get so triggered.
You know, it just, you know, it really just hurts, man.
What's your intention?
He's going to heal them. You know, he said he wants to heal them. He wants to hug them. He wants to put his arms around them. Is he going to apologize? Is he going to give them restitution through compensation? He just wants to hug them and heal them. I know there's a line coming up in a minute. It's going to be irritating as hell.
With this conversation, like what do you hope to get out of this, or what do you hope to get out?
He's hoping to make himself look better, but that's not what's going to happen.
I don't personally have an intention. I just feel like something happened, and I feel like it's just
Something happened. Something happened. What happened, Trav? I bet he's not even going to say. I bet he's not even going to be able to put across what it was that happened.
I needed just a way to kind of like communicate, you know.
Mm-hmm.
One, you know, the families are grieving, you know, it's fans that experienced something, it's fans that came to a show.
What does that mean? Families are grieving, fans experienced something, they came to a show. What, Travis?
You know, and I feel like I just have like I've always been that person
Listen to that again.
I feel like I just have like
Responsibility. That's what he was looking for. Shit, my lawyer doesn't want me to say that. Let me change what I'm saying.
I've always been that person
Apologize.
see things through.
Mm-hmm. See things through. He's looking for apologize. The word he's looking for is apologize, right? You guys hearing this?
I've always been that person always see things through.
Mm-hmm.
With the people that shared experiences with me. And, you know, it just, things happen, and, you know, I just kind of, you know.
Things happen, you know. 10 people die at a festival that I put on myself, and everybody walked through a literal sculpture of my own head to get into. Things happen, you know. Whoopsie doodles. Things happen, you know.
It's been such a time, and I've just been.
It's been such a time, man. You know what I mean? It's been such a tragedy, failure, disaster. No, it's been a time. It's been a time, man.
Trying to just really figure things out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Figure what out? You know, where your responsibility lies. How you gonna make this right for the people who died at your festival? You know, mental gymnastics on another level, Olympic level. 10 mental gymnastics.
I know you. I'm sure you're experiencing remorse, but
I'm sure you're experiencing remorse. Charlemagne's baffled. He's like, well, I don't see any remorse, but I'm sure you're experiencing some remorse, you know, for what you did. Travis is not going to like that. He's like, wait, remorse? No, Charlemagne. We need to get that off the record. Strike that from the record. No remorse being held here. My lawyer told me not to feel any remorse.
there any hesitation to have this conversation because of the litigation you may be facing?
Well, I mean, yeah, of course you got people that's just like,
Well, yeah, because, I did this and I'm finna lose all my masters. I'm finna have to sell the masters to Trap Law Ross. He's gonna have sicko mode playing his elevator music.
oh, what? Like, but
You got people like, oh, what? 10 people died at your festival and you've been endangering people for fucking several years?
yeah, of course you got people that's just like, oh, what? Like, but
Are you talking about me?
it's not about that.
Of course you can have people like, 10 people died at my festival. Oh, fucking squares. Not about that. It's about me. My cars.
It's, you're an artist, whoever people think you are, but at the end of the day, you're a human being.
You're an artist, at the end of the day. Human being, like 10 human beings that passed away at your festival, right?
You have emotions. You want to communicate them emotions, and trying to find the best way to communicate. How you just feeling,
How have you been
That's a good way.
coping with
Communicate.
the aftermath of everything? Just emotionally, just you as a human.
I've been just in a room for a while, a lot of thoughts, and luckily,
Hermes blanket as well.
you have people around that you can kind of bounce ideas, but it just been, I've been doing this for such a long time, and
What's that? What is that?
Nothing like this ever happened, so it just kind of like,
No, it did happen, Travis. Actually happened at several of your shows, Stuff like this did happen, A guy got paralyzed at one of your shows. Several people injured in stampedes. You've been arrested and charged twice for inciting situations that are dangerous at your shows. So, kind of has happened, actually. And there was a stampede at the last Astroworld, so...
nothing like this ever happened,
Yes,
so
it
it just kind of like, you just kind of figuring out, and at the end of the day, like, these fans are your family, so you just feel like you lost something, and you just
So you lost 10 members of your family as a result of your festival that you put on.
like
It's so crazy. It's like he's about to say the way things actually are, and then he realizes, like, shit, lawyers probably off screen, like sniper rifle right now.
do these shows honestly to, for people to have the best experience, and just to.
You do the show for people to have the best experience. Let me just give you a quick quote. Somebody jumping off a balcony, 2019 show. I see you, but are you going to do it? They're going to catch you. That's what Travis said.
I think something like this happened, you're just trying to figure out,
Trying to figure out how this happened. Well, we know how it happened, Travis. Looking right at that motherfucker that caused it to happen.
just wrap everything around. And so even just for the first couple weeks, it was just me sitting down, but I had to really channel these emotions to just remember, like, if no one's gonna be a voice for these people, I gotta like kind of step up and kind of like.
Oh, I'm so angry. No one's gonna be a voice for these people. I'm gonna have to step up. What? The lawyer's a voice for these people, bro. They're bringing action against you. You're fucking bitch ass, fucking dickhead. No one's gonna be a voice for these people. How fucking dare you? Actually, how dare you say no one's gonna be a voice for these people, bro? You're the antithesis of these people's voice. You're the opposite of the voice of these people, you fucking dick.
Be a voice to just figure out that, this doesn't happen in the future. Just shows, period. You know what I'm saying? Or figure out the bottom solution of what's going on and just try to.
Fam, you're not playing any shows. Period, bro. Period. No more shows.
Ensures people, safety and what they.
Insurance, bro. To ensure people's safety, we need to put you in a motherfucking cell.
Doing,
Yeah, you said you was in the room, but then people saw you at the golf course.
Yeah,
with Michael Jordan and Mark Wahlberg. What was that?
It was just Thanksgiving.
It was just Thanksgiving, man. You know what I mean? Had to set the morning to one side, carve a little turkey up with Mark Wahlberg. He knows a little bit about injuring people. Look up his Wikipedia.
They were there. Just good people to have around in the community. And, that was just more like a personal time, just trying to get around.
Just get around my responsibility, personal time to just get around what was actually going on. That was more of like a personal time for me to have a good time, while 10 people lost their lives, no longer can do anything. Their families probably having a real good real good Thanksgiving, weren't they? Well, you were hitting dingers with fucking Mark Wahlberg and Michael Jordan. Meanwhile, 10 families don't have a family member with them for Thanksgiving, Trav.
I think like some fan came and asked for a photo, but yeah.
Now, let's talk about that night, man. When did you find out things got as bad as they did? Now, that's the question everybody wants to know.
Yeah, it wasn't really until
It's an ambulance on the stage.
like minutes until like the press conference.
Sorry, it's an ambulance in the crowd.
Until I figured out exactly what happened. You know, even after the show, you know, you just kind of hearing things, but you don't know. I didn't know the exact details until
Hearing things, you know, like you were hearing in the show, like during the show when people were shouting for help. Remember that?
you know, minutes before the press conference. And even at that moment, you kind of just like, wait, you know, what? Like, you know, you just went through something, and it's just like, wait, what? You know.
So you didn't know people that actually passed away and stuff?
Nah.
Wow.
Until minutes before, you know, which is,
Minutes before?
yeah, you know, and at the thing.
I didn't know people had passed away afterwards. I actually knew they were passing away minutes before they passed away because, you know, I organise this shit and I organise deadly events where people get paralysed and injured. So minutes before, I knew it was going to happen because I'm responsible.
It's like, you know, people pass out, you know, things happen at concerts.
People pass out, you know, if they, you know, get paralysed, and I'm, you know, fighting litigation against that. Anyway.
But something like that, it's just like.
Yeah, people said they
Maybe he's gonna cry. Maybe he's gonna cry.
collectively, they collectively heard folks screaming help every time you stopped the song to get your attention. Did you hear any of those screams?
Nah, man. And you know, it's so crazy because I'm that artist too. Like, you know,
It's an ambulance in the crowd.
anytime you can hear something like that, you want to stop the show. You want to make sure, you know, fans get the proper attention they need, you know. And anytime I could see anything like that, I did, you know. You know, I stopped it like a couple times to just make sure everybody was okay. And I just really
You stop once. You stop to speak to your buddy who sells paintings in the front row.
just go off the, you know, the fans' energy as a collective, you know, call and response. And I just didn't hear that. You know, I got music, I got my in-ears,
It's an ambulance in the crowd.
but I just didn't hear that, you know.
Break that down a little more. Like nobody knows what it's like being on stage except for other artists. So speak to us from that perspective of what you can see and hear. It was like, what, 50,000 people?
Yeah, I mean, you got like
Probably about 55 actually, because, you know, you snuck the wild ones in, remember?
a venue, you know, filled with like 50,000 people. But it's like a sea. You got lights, you got sound, you got pyro, you got your in-ears, got your sound, got your mic, you know, got the music, you got band, there's all type of, you know, stuff going on.
So it's hard to tell excitement from danger, so to
Yeah,
speak?
of course. Everything kind of just sounds the same. And
Everything sounds the same, you know. If only I had something like an ambulance in the crowd to indicate that there was some sort of dangerous situation going on, you know. If only I'd seen an ambulance and said, there's an ambulance in the crowd in front of everyone, you know, then it would have been different.
at the end of the day, you just hear music, you know, and when you do, you just hear amongst of things, you know. But when you're in a show, you just enter the show, and anytime you can feel anything close to you, you know, you try to like definitely get to that.
So as an artist, how much can you actually, I guess, help in that position?
You can only help what you can see, you know what I mean?
It's an ambulance in the crowd. Travis Scott 2021.
And then, you know, whatever you told, you know what I'm saying? Whenever somebody tell you to stop, you just stop.
Live Nation punch in the air right now. Live Nation swinging at the air, throwing haymakers at the air, man.
But just wasn't it.
It wasn't that night, huh? You know,
Wasn't that night?
Raging has been a part of the culture, you know, of your shows. You know, you didn't on this night, but in the past, you've encouraged, I guess, the kind of energy that could have led to something like this happening. Do you think that contributed to the energy of this night?
Yeah, nah, I think,
Nah, you fucking knobhead.
you know, it's something I've been working on, you know, for a while,
Paralyzing fans, injuring, endangering fans. You have been working on that since 2015.
of just creating these experiences and trying to show like the experiences.
Creating these experiences, you know, that are dangerous, where people get hurt, encouraging people to jump off balconies, rush security, fight security. You have been cultivating that a while.
Happening in a safe environment. You know,
Not in a safe, literally cultivating an unsafe environment.
as artists, we trust, you know, professionals to make sure that, you know, things happen and people leave, you know, safely. You know what I'm saying? And this night was just like a regular show. You know, it felt like to me.
A regular show? Well, this was your festival, the Travis Scott Astroworld Festival, so it did seem like a regular show, you know, like your usual shows where you endanger people.
as far as like, you know, the energy, people, it didn't feel like it was like, you know, people didn't show up there to just be harmful.
You know, when they rushed the gates at 2 p.m. and 11 a.m., they didn't show up to be harmful, right? And that was on Twitter before you went out on stage, right? And you used clips of people rushing the fucking gates at 2019 Astroworld to promote 2021 Astroworld, right? But
we just, I think, showed up to have a good time, and then, you know, something unfortunate happened. And I think we really just got to figure out, you know, what that was, you know?
I figured it out, bro. I already figured it out, bro. I already figured it out.
Does raging make it harder to identify when something is going wrong in the crowd?
Well, I think, you know, raging is just a, you know, they have a textbook, you know, definition, but, you know, in concerts, we've grown it to be just an experience of having fun. It's not about just, harm.
Yes, it is. Yeah, like, literally, yes, it is. You told fans to beat up someone that took your shoe. Fuck him up. Jump off the balcony. Rush security. Fuck security.
Not about that. It's about just letting go and having fun. You know,
letting go of your responsibilities and letting go of your security protocols.
Help others, you know, love each other. It's not about just, you know, harm.
Rush the security, fuck up the security, yeah.
That's not what it's all about. The show isn't just rambunctious for an hour. You know, that's not what it is. You know?
Trust me, I grew up on crunk.
Yeah.
So, you know, I understand. You know, you don't want it to get too out of hand.
Yeah, but you know, the energy is high. You know, and you know, and that's why you want to just make sure that, you know, people are surrounded, to make sure that people are just having the best experience. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can't say the energy is high, but you know, you make sure that people are there for people to have like the best experience and leave. You know?
Yeah, you want people to have a good time.
Some didn't leave.
Yeah,
hurt
at all.
Yeah, and you know, God forbid, pass away. And you know, it's typical for you to stop a show to make sure fans in the crowd get the help, you know, they need. There's even footage of that night of you doing that during the set. Were you unable to sense like a difference in urgency?
So he said, it's a great contradiction, because he said, you know, if I see anything going on, I stop the show. He says he stopped the show for a bit, but also he wants to say that he didn't see anything at all untoward going on at all, and he saw an ambulance.
This time around?
I mean, yeah, because, you know, you stop the show, but, you know, if something's going to happen, if it's something detrimental, somebody's going to let you know.
You stop the show, but then you keep it going. You stop the show, but then you keep it going more, and then you tell the crowd, you know what you came here to do. I want to see all the ragers. Here's Drake.
Or, you know, the show just stopped. And, you know, that just wasn't the case. You know, I just kind of stopped the show. You know, you just ask, you have a call and response with the fans. You try to, you know, generally get a response, but, you know, if you don't get like a...
You know, response like, help, medic, help.
Hard,
like, stop.
And stop.
Yeah.
You know, it's just...
Stop the show. Do you remember seeing that girl on the platform trying to tell the cameraman to stop the show? Remember that? But apparently it didn't get a strong response.
You just go off of what's going on, you know, which makes it so like, so crazy, because like, you know, if I feel like if, you know, anyone would have known, it would have just been like, it wouldn't have got that far, you know.
What headspace were you in when you posted that initial response video?
I mean, it was, I think it had to have been the night of, you know. So I was just in a...
Would you do that?
Just trying to get
night of, yeah, you did that when you were in Dave and Buster's, right? See what, you recorded that the night of and you didn't post it till later. Chilling in Dave and Buster's, shooting up the club with fucking Drake.
Communication out to my fans, you know. I had little to no information, you know, so I was just trying to figure it out and just communicate to them, you know. Yeah, I was just reacting just literally just to get something to the fans, you know. It's people that showed up.
You know, people showed up, so I had to give them a dangerous situation where 10 of them died, you know? They showed up, they arrived, you know? Some even broke through the gates because I encouraged them.
Do you regret that initial video? Do you regret reacting in that way, or not having all the information before you said something?
I mean, yeah, because, you know, you just don't know what's going on, but at the end of the day, I don't, you know,
At the end of the day, I don't care.
wanted to get something out, you know?
I just wanted to throw something out there so people get off my back, and I don't give a shit.
How my message came out, I can't, you know, I can only go off what I know, but my true intentions of it, you know, was really just trying to get a message across. And
no, not apologize, like dance a sidestep, apologizing like the fucking Matrix, you know, and get that out there.
You know, really wanted to just touch to the fans, touch to the families, you know, that we here, we grieving.
We here, we grieving. We apologising? No.
And we'll get through this, you know, through this process.
So what did you know in that first video?
I mean, at that time, I think we just knew that, you know, people pass. You know, we didn't know how. You know, that it was, you know.
We didn't know how. He's going to try and sidestep. He's going to try and say everyone had heart attacks at the same time and just had nothing to do with him.
You know, the news, you know, I think police came out and said something. You know, you're just going off of what you're seeing in the news. You know, you don't really know nothing. And then as the days go on, you start collecting a little bit more information.
They said there was like chaos and trampling being reported since the early afternoon, like hours before the show even started. Were you informed of any of that ahead of time?
Well, no. Like, you know, the police, he came and to my trailer, and he, you know, he congratulated me on.
They congratulated him, man. I can't wait to see how he's going to spin this.
You know, the event, and you know, having something like this in Houston, he let me know that it was you know, mishap at the merch booth earlier.
Oh, no. Wait, let me just hear him lie, and then we'll hear him.
You know, the police, he came.
Afternoon, like hours before the show even started. Were you informed of any of that ahead of time?
Well, no. Like,
Well, no.
Came and to my trailer, and he this in Houston. He let me down, but they opened it back up. It was you know, mishap at the merch booth earlier.
How fucking dare you mishap at the merch booth? You're going to call this whole thing a mishap in a minute, aren't you, you fucking knobhead?
You know, they shut it down, but they opened it back up. They seemed to got it under control.
So they had time to tell you about the mishap at the merch booth, when in fact, if you look at the fire engine, the fire brigade logs, there's massive rushes on the gates, tramplings, injuries had already happened. Mishap at the merch booth. It's just a little mishap, you know, it's just a little spillage.
You know, he was going to step out and just let us know if we need anything, you know, have a good show. That was it.
You know,
mishap.
A lot of the criticism.
This guy's a mishap,
you know,
man.
From the
it's a fucking mishap.
And the poor planning and understaffing of the event.
Your event.
As an artist, do you have any involvement in any of that?
Well, I mean, we just do, as an artist, you just do the creative. And for this being my festival, you know, I got, you know, bring artists, you know, creatively produce it. And, you know, we just trust in the, you know, the professionals to kind of just make sure that, you know, people, you know, are taken care of. And
Live Nation swinging at the air right now, man. He's throwing him under the bus. It's all Live Nation, bro. He's snitching. He's gone 6'9", man. Turned state witness. Witness? Gone straight 6'9", bro. He's going to sing on Live Nation, man.
You know, leaving safely. You know, I just can control what I can on the stage, and then, you know, you have the professionals control what they can in the crowd, you know. It's just hard because as an artist, you know, you want to have like the best shows, and you want to have the best experiences, and you
want to make the most money and not have shit like this happen because, you know, this is long, you know, I'm just trying to make money.
You know, you link with professionals to handle that side of it, you know, and then, you know, you want to know what's going on. I think that's what we got to figure out, you know, and figure out what happened there, how it happened, you know.
Figure out who we can blame that isn't me.
The Houston police chief, his name is Troy Finner. He came to you, and he said he voiced concerns over the crowd energy. So what did you and your team like do with that information? What you got?
Well, I think that's what the media, I think that's what the media said, but I think it read to more so that he wanted us to. He knew that our crowd.
The mental gymnastics are crazy. He's doing backflips.
Was, you know, the type of crowd that comes. It comes at a heavy crowd. So to communicate with him if we were doing anything outside of the week's itinerary, you know. That week we were doing like a lot of charity stuff prior to the festival. So, you know, the security.
So, you know, we shouldn't really be punished because we were doing nice stuff separately to this, right? I kind of made up for the deaths that happened at my festival because I did some charity the week before, right?
At most of the events, but, you know, he was just letting us, you know, I guess in that statement, he was just saying if we do anything outside of what we had on our itinerary to let him know.
Squirming, isn't
he?
he?
We didn't even get to that point.
Squirming, fuck.
You know, it's crazy, just, you know, being there kicking it with you for a little bit, like I can see that, you know, this is weighing real heavy on you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Heavy.
So how much do you feel a sense of responsibility for what happened that night?
Well, you know, fans come to the show and have a good experience, you know.
No, that's not what he asked. He asked how much responsibility you accept for this.
And I have a responsibility to figure out what happened here.
I hate this. I want to fucking punch this guy in the face, man. I hate this guy. I hate this guy. If this guy didn't have an army of private security, I'd fuck him up when I see him, man. Fuck him up like security. This guy's a prick.
I have a responsibility to figure out the solution.
I don't have a responsibility for what happened. All you do is your fault. Bro, you're going to have to sell your masters, man. When you get bankrupted by this lawsuit, you're going to have to sell your masters to me. I'm going to buy Sicko Mode for like $20. And I'm going to just like remix it. I'm going to just remix all the vocals. The official version on Apple Music should be me yelling how much of a knobhead you are over it. Bro, I hate this guy.
And, you know, and I gotta, and hopefully this takes a first step into, you know, us as artists, you know, having that more insight of what's going on, you know.
Bro, you need to take some responsibility. Let's hear that again.
And
What happened? Do you feel a sense of responsibility for
His
what
festival.
happened that night?
well, you know, fans come to the show and have a good experience, you know.
No, this is what you're saying.
And I have a responsibility
Not let them die.
to figure out what happened here. I have a responsibility to figure out the solution.
They died at your festival. You getting sued and losing all your money.
Know, and I gotta, and hopefully this takes a first step into, you know,
You taking responsibility.
us as artists, you know, having that more
Us.
insight of what's going
Us. What? Are you going to get Don Tolliver involved as well? Yeah, us as artists can blame everyone else. It's your festival.
on. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the
This is crazy.
professionals to kind of, you know, surround and figure out more of an intel, whether it's tech, whether it's, you know, more of a response, whether it's whatever the problem is.
Anything
you know,
but me. Anything but me.
To figure out that in the future, moving forward in concert safety,
You're not doing
make
concerts
sure
again,
this
bro.
never happen again. You know?
This your
Let's
concerts will
talk
never
about
happen
those
again.
Professionals, like how much responsibility do you think like Live Nation and Scoremore, the promoters, have in all of this?
I mean, you know, they do
All
their
of it.
job of you
All
know,
of it, not me.
setting these things up. So I mean, I think, you know, they when we dial into what, you know, specifically happened here, I feel like, you know,
Wow.
even they can kind of help, you know, figure out what happened in a sense. You know, but at the end of the day, I think collectively everyone needs to just figure out the bottom line solution.
Bro, it's figured. I figured it out last week.
Especially in concert safety, you know, definitely got to have, you know, make sure that, you know, these things are, you know, done right.
Paralyzed fan. Fan got paralyzed at one of his shows after he encouraged fans to jump off a balcony. Numerous rushes caused. Numerous convictions. Bro, you got a criminal record for endangering your fans, bro. It's on paper.
You think these festivals are too big, man? 50,000 people is a lot of people for anybody to control.
Yeah, but there are festivals that are bigger. You know, way
And no one dies at those ones, Trav. Wonder why that is, man. It's like there's festivals that are bigger but aren't associated with Travis Scott, and no one dies at those ones, but they die at the Travis ones. It's Live Nation, probably.
bigger. And you know, I just think it's not about the maximum of it. I think it's about the attention to what's going on, and how it's going on. And as long as that's handled, I feel like
It wasn't
things can be, you know, can
at
go
your
okay,
show.
will be okay, you know. But
Bigger festivals go on, but it's all about the attention of what's going on. And in this case, at my festival, very little attention was paid to what was going on, and as a result, 10 people died. So, hang on, Charlemagne, can we delete that section of the video because I look bad now?
if you look at it through the history of festivals, you know, this isn't the first time happening. There's been a long history of this, you know. So
If you look at the history of if you look at the history of the universe, several other people have died in history. So what I did is not really that bad when you look at it from a cosmic point of view. Can I leave now?
I feel like if you look at the overall, you know, view of that, and you kind of like dial in, okay, what could we do better to fix this overall for general concert safety?
Put
I
you in
think we
jail.
Figure out the problem, you know, and make it better for people to have better live experiences.
Live Nation reportedly agreed to end the concert early after the Houston PD and the fire department declared it a mass casualty event, but the concert continued for another 40 minutes. Was there ever any communication to you on stage that you should end this?
Well, yeah, I mean, they just told
Where are my handcuffs? Where are the handcuffs? Let's get them in, boys. Throw them in the paddy wagon.
me right after, you know,
Stage that you should end this.
well, yeah, I mean, they just told me right after, you know, the guests get off stage, you know, we're going to end the show, you know, and that's what we did. You know, other than
They told me, you know, gotta let Drake out. Gotta let Drake out, man.
that, there was no other communication.
I can't believe that. That's
what we did
crazy.
after-
You on stage that you should end this.
Well, yeah, I mean, they just told me
Well,
right
yeah.
after, you know, the guests get off stage, you know, we're going to end the show, you know, and that's what we did. You know, other than that,
Yo, honestly, that's a smoking gun right there. Honestly, the impression I'm getting from that is that it's like, yo, we need to end the show, and it's like, Drake must play. Drake is here. Drake will go out. Drake is going out. And then they agreed with Trav. Okay, I guess we'll keep this going until Drake's off. This is. Get me the paddy wagon, man. Back up the paddy wagon.
There was no other communication. You know.
Oh, so you mean after the guest? What you mean?
Yeah,
Drake.
after the guest comes out,
You know,
okay,
Drake.
we're gonna end this.
Can't even say his name. Drake's probably like, you better not put my name in this shit, Trav. Drake needs to get his mob-tied goons to just whack Travis, bro. Fucking dump him in the river, bro. Dump him in the river. Drake needs to protect his bag. Mob-tied Drake. Send Jay Prince on him.
Show, but it wasn't communication on why. You know, it was just, you know, that's what came through my ears. You know.
Oh, so they didn't say stop now.
No. It wasn't,
Oh,
it
got
wasn't
you.
stop, no.
Wow. Do you feel like people are forcing more responsibility on you because you are the front man, because it was Astro World?
Your festival.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm the face of the festival. You know, I'm an artist. You know, so yeah.
I have a history of endangering fans.
You know, the media is, you know, they want
The media's right, Travis. The media is correct.
to,
You are wrong.
you know, put it on me. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't think it's more so about that. I think it's more so about stepping up to figure out what the problem is. And I could take that. I could take, you know,
Stepping up to figure out. No, it's been figured out. We figured it out, Trav. We figured it out. Paddy wagon.
stepping up to figure out what the problem is. I could take stepping into figuring out the solution that it never happened again. Because that's what I generally
It's not going to happen again because
you're
not doing. You're not performing again.
You know?
I'm buying your
The
masters.
whole idea for why I brought this festival to the city was to, you know, show that Houston is something different. You know, and show that there's all different types of lives, there's all different type of energy.
There's 10 less now, so that's, you know, that's interesting.
And just bring that morale to the city, and just bring that energy to the city. So
Rage.
I definitely want to, you know, step in to figure out, you know, how could we fix this in the future?
Put you in
What
jail.
can we do to, you know, change these things?
To make sure this never
Do you
happens
feel
again.
like you did everything you possibly could to help in that situation?
Yes.
I want to beat the fuck out. I want to beat the brakes off of this guy, man. I'm gonna just put him in the paddy wagon. I'll just go a few rounds with him, just in the back, while he's in custody. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he did everything he could. It's an ambulance in the crowd. Let's keep performing.
Yes. Anything I physically can, for sure. Yes.
Fuck you.
You know, and it just, you know, if knowing, you know, what's going on, you know, you would just wish, you know,
Ambulance in the crowd.
you know, how if you, you know, could have done something better, or, you know, but standing there, 1000%.
You know, we know that the families of the people who passed are definitely watching this right now. And you know, there's nothing you could say to heal the trauma these families who lost loved ones
How about sorry?
are going through. But being that you know they're watching, what would you say to them directly?
I'll say to them that I'm always here, and that, you know,
You might not always be here though. You might be in jail. So you might not always be here.
you know, I'm in this with you guys, and I love you, you know, and I'll always, you know, be there to help you guys heal through this. And
Might not be.
I understand that they're going through, you know, they're grieving right now, and they're finding understanding right now. And, you know, it's not just like a right now thing, it's a for everything. And these people that came to the show, they are my family.
So it's like these people that came to the show are my family because they give me money. So, you know, really, if anything, he has it worse than the grieving families because he's lost 10 family members, right? Is that what you're saying? I hate this guy, man.
And I've always had that connection to the people I feel like that listen to the music or came to my shows. And that's why I really,
He thinks, in his head, he's thinking like, yeah, I'm nailing this, man. I'm saying that they're like my family too, so I got it worse than the grieving families. I'm killing this interview.
you know, it's really hard on me, even just, you know,
So hard on him, man. Oh, poor Travis, man. Poor guy. So hard on him. Little tiny violin for Travis.
to even like, you know, man, even because, you know, they end up
Poor Travis.
they lost their loved ones, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it you know, it's tough.
It's almost for a little moment he realized what he had done of like, shit, my actions and my festival actually caused 10 people to lose their children. Fuck, this is bad. It's like he realized it. It's
So
like, fuck, I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
you know, it's tough.
Paddy wagon.
And you know, I just want to always just be there for them and just always just be able to just know that I'm gonna fix this for the future people. You know?
What future people, bro? 10 people are not here anymore and they won't be here in the future. Your festival led to 10 deaths and you don't give a fuck. You haven't even apologized. You're going to be here for them. I hope you're in jail. I hope you're not here for them. They're the last thing you need. You haven't even apologized. You haven't met any families. They don't want to hear from you. They fucking hate you. They want to see you in jail. They want to take your money. You're going to have to sell your masters, man. When you lose this case, you're going to have to sell the masters to me.
You know, and fix the solution.
Fix the solution, bro.
And fix this problem. I mean, you know, and find a solution to
Cap.
make
Big
sure
cap.
that this doesn't happen in the future.
Cap there.
And definitely be a #1 voice for this, you know.
The #1 voice of this.
Because that, you know, I feel like that's like one of the what we got to figure out.
Bro, you're going to jail.
Because other than that, it's like, you know, the show goes on tomorrow. Or
No, it doesn't. It shouldn't. The show shouldn't go on tomorrow, bro. It's so insensitive what you're saying. 10 people have lost their loved ones. Show shouldn't go on. The show should fucking stop. It should have stopped that night. Show doesn't go on. This is your attitude. You've got the show must go on attitude. That's what caused this problem, bro. Fuck you. You are one of the worst people I've ever even just... one of the worst human beings I've ever profiled in the course of doing this job. You know, the years that I've profiled many different people from different background, bro. You are the worst.
you know, something goes. How does this get fixed?
This could happen again.
Restitution, apologies. That's how it gets fixed. Taking responsibility. You're a child.
Yeah, it's happened before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened. Yeah. Other festivals. 2019, Stampede at the Gates. 2017. Fucking 2015, Lollapalooza. I hate this guy.
You're a father. You know, God forbid when your kids are of age, if they're in a situation like this, you know, I want you to put yourself in
Great
those
question.
parents' shoes right now.
Great question.
What would you want to see come of this situation if you?
Charlemagne's GOAT.
I want to
That
see
was you.
people put their hands together.
I want to see people put their hands together and let me off because I can't possibly empathize with another human being. Those people, those dirty people aren't married to a billionaire. I'm having a billionaire baby. They're worth more than a normal. Fuck you, Travis, bro.
I want to see people.
I would just let whoever put on a festival leading to the death of my child, I'd just let them off probably, let them keep recording.
Really figure this out. Not take this lightly, you know?
Bro, the only person taking this lightly is on the screen right now, this motherfucker. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about this fucking... Fuck you.
And really act on it. And that's, you know, that's one of the main...
I'm laughing at something I just seen in the chat. I'm not going to repeat it because it's with no chat on this video, but Cammy the God, you're correct.
things that's important. I feel like they gotta just act on it. It can't just be like something that happens and it just roll over.
Mm-hmm.
It gotta be something that's taken serious.
Look, he knows though. He knows he's fucked. That question, I would hope that question at least got to him. I know he's talking bullshit, but Charlemagne deserves a goddamn... I don't know what the Oscar is for interviewers, but facts, bro. Think about your child, Travis. What would you want if this had happened? If Stormy had gone to a festival, 9 years old, with your security and this had happened, bro, what would you feel? How would you feel? How would Kylie feel? I know you're nearly incapable of empathy of anyone that doesn't earn less than $100 million net per year. But, like, just try and think about that.
And address seriously. And things formed around it. Time and a lot of time and a lot of, you know, thinking power spent on this, you know, and really fixing, you know, whatever system it is that needs to be fixed, you know.
From the lawsuits to the media coverage, do you feel like you're personally under attack?
I mean,
Yes, and you should be.
yeah, you see a name in it and shit, and it's like,
you know, because you plan the festival. Well, because it was your festival. We'll find out more about the planning, etc., later on as things go on. But
you know, at the end of the day, you step in these, you know, you step and you want to do a festival, and you know,
you want to do a festival. You know, you did a festival. You wanted to do a festival. It's your festival.
you want to do things and you want to build up. You know, it comes with certain things, right? So I think it's all about how you respond to it, and I think it's all about how you react, right? So.
And thus far, you've reacted badly. You failed to apologize and take responsibility. Failed to show any real remorse or empathy. You've just dodged the bullets like the fucking Matrix.
I could feel that way, but I think more so about, it's more about how I feel about the response that I care about more so, which is, you know, actually, you know, trying to step in and, you know, really step up to really fixing what's happening, and
Hasn't stepped up at all. Pathetic.
and really step up for the safety of concert goers or people in just live spaces, period.
You need to step down, bro. If you want the concerts to be safe, you need to step down and retire. Paddy wagon. Back it up. Back up the paddy wagon.
I wonder, is there a way to even prepare for this? Because nobody, like you said, when you're doing the planning for a show like this, nobody is planning for this to happen. So how do you even prepare for something like this to happen?
You know, you stop endangering your fans. You stop encouraging people to sneak in the wild ones in. You stop encouraging people to jump off of dangerous platforms. He said himself in this interview, well, there's lots of festivals where this doesn't happen. So, you know, the differing factor is fucking Travis Scott. It's not the festival. Pretty sure Live Nation organise a lot of events that go fine, but he wants to blame Live Nation.
I don't know, and I feel like when it comes out a little bit more how this could have happened, I feel like that's how we can kind of attack that. But even I was thinking of ways like tech solutions. You know, people come into these festivals with.
Oh, he's got ideas. I was thinking of ways, so I thought about it. So I don't need to be prosecuted because, like, I got a new wristband scanning system. Even though I encourage my fans to literally kick down the gates, they had electronic wristband scanners at this event. Bruh, I've got to punch this guy's face off, man. This is so irritating.
These bands that only scan you in, right? You have all type of tech now that can track your heart, can track your, oxygen levels, can track if you're gonna be sick. You can put things now if you're gonna be, get lost. There's all type of ways now. I feel like that can be the band that only gets you access to entry or to a food line or to food trucks can now be solvable to helping save lives,
Bro, this guy is on another planet. He's going to put heart rate monitors on his fans. What about the ones that kicked down the gates and rushed in? We're going to track them down, give them a heart monitor, even though you're not even documented at this festival. Give me a fucking break.
Can now be more of a response to people that are now on site and on ground. I feel like that could be a way. Or,
Bro, you need to just get in the paddy wagon and go to fucking jail.
Even just figuring out what the exact solution, what the exact problem of it was, and dialing more into that, I think you can I feel like there is a way.
I feel like there's just a solution where I don't go to jail in all this. I feel like if we get the right wristbands, I don't have to go to jail. Bro, you're done. Your career's done. Your masters are mine. I'm about to buy your masters for fucking pennies on the dollar, bro. What should we rename Travis's album when I buy the masters cheap at his bankruptcy auction after he's gone to jail? On some Martin Shkreli shit, bro. Say hello to Shkreli for me, man, when you go to jail.
I just think it needs to be time spent on figuring that out.
Yeah. You know what we need to spend time on? What, looking into you and your history of endangering fans and how this was such a disaster at your festival? No, we've got to develop wristband technology and then maybe I'll make some more money.
Have you been able to have any personal conversations with any of the families who lost loved ones?
I was able to, but I just want to respect the privacy of the conversation. And
I was able to, and they told me I'm a fucking piece of shit, and I'm gonna have to get in the paddy wagon soon, and I'm gonna respect the privacy of that conversation because it made me look real bad. And
I'm thankful for them for even allowing me to have the conversation. So, yeah.
How did you feel when some of the families rejected your offer to pay for the funerals?
All things are understandable, and at a time they're grieving and they're trying to find understanding, and
Do you want to address the fact that they did that because they blame you? Like they're like, no, why would we do that? Because this is your fault. You did this.
You know, they want answers, and it's not about that. You know, I'm always gonna be here. You know,
You won't though. You'll be in jail soon.
to help them. You know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna you know. I gotta continue to just show up for that. You know, I just wanted to make sure that they knew that I was there for them. You know what I mean? And continue to be there for them. I think that's just more so what it's about for that. Yeah.
Some people say
All right,
music
Trav. Okay, Patty.
played a role in this. Like I've seen them, you know, cite lyrics, you know, that encourage this kind of behavior. I've seen them say your music is demonic and this was a satanic ritual.
Oh, set that aside, Charlemagne. Let's talk about the him endangering fans for years at his shows before this on camera, bruh. Talk about that. Come on, Charlemagne. It's an easy question. It's an underarm throw, giving him the satanic ritual thing. This is an easy question.
Think your music is to blame?
I mean, no. I'm a man of God.
I agree. I don't think his music's to blame.
So that's the first thing first. And
Man, you're going to hell then. You're a man of God. You're going to hell, bro.
you know, so it's just, yeah, that's that.
You're going to burn in hell, man. Legit.
And, you know, your music is just like self-expression. You know what I'm saying? And at these
God's looking at this, punching the air right now, going, this motherfucker. God's up there on a cloud, going, this motherfucker. Satan's down there going, man, I'm a big Trav fan. I can't wait for Trav to come down. When he gets to hell, he's going to put on the best show. Satan's going to be like, I got the stage ready, fam.
shows, I feel like people kind of like look at things, and if you've been to a Travis show, it's
Dangerous.
been different layers of shows, you know? I think people are just...
If you've been to a Travis show, you know, you've seen people getting injured, hurt, paralyzed, fighting with the security. You know what it's like.
misconceptions and taking things they're seeing, and, you know, all type of things, you know? And I've took pride in trying to, you know, grow from where I was when I first recorded music to now where I'm going in music. So yeah, I just think people gotta, and that's one thing with me, is just people gotta kind of, you know, experience it sometimes. And I think that's what it was. You know, people were kind of like, even before, people were hearing about it, they come and experience it and taking away their own thing. And it's always gonna be an outside opinion. But, you know, for the ones that, you know, really believe in me and, you know, understand what I'm about and what I'm doing, no, that's not.
We know what you're about, Trav.
That's not what I'm, you know, preaching. I always preach like love, always preach understanding, always preach, you know, take care of your loved ones.
Always preach, jump off the balcony. Always preach, fight the security, rush the security. Dickhead.
Love each other. You know what I'm saying? Get out your ideas. Never let yourselves be stopped.
See in the comments, where's Kendall Jenner with a Pepsi to fix all this?
You know, love one another and step into that. You know.
I mean, I think that's a part of it, but the music does encourage people to be violent at these shows.
I mean,
that's what the rage is about.
I mean, most of the music is me sometimes talking about what I see at the shows. You know.
Your shows, you know, your shows where you tell people to jump off balconies, you tell them to rage. They get paralyzed, you just give them a ring. Tell them to fight security. Shout out Charlemagne, man. What an amazing interviewer. You know, we're lucky to have Charlemagne.
You know what I mean? If I'm talking about the shows, you know, and so that's just, you know, the energy, you know what I'm saying? But the energy isn't to come and start, you know, being ultra violent and just being violent and hurting each other. That's not what it's about. It's
about me encouraging you to hurt yourselves, you know, by jumping off balconies.
So it's more so supposed to be entertainment.
Yeah, everything is, you know, and it's about what you experience at the shows and what you see, you know.
Will this change the content of your music moving forward, you think?
I'm going to change the content of his music. When I buy his masters, I'm going to remix every track and just have me farting instead of the beat. So his music is going to change.
You know, what happened here wasn't off Travis Scott music. That wasn't, oh, now you need to like switch up. No, I mean, I've made all different type of music in the first place, you know? I've never was just like one lane or one genre of anything in the first place. So I just think
He's so happy to be talking about himself again. You can tell he's like, yeah, man, I'm back into this. Now we're talking about my music and talking about me again because I love me. I'm enjoying this convo.
all about experiences, and I feel like, it could be music to come out of it.
Could be music. He's gonna release that album, bro. He's gonna release that album. Fuck you, bro.
Lyricism, just emotion. Music is emotion. And music is healing. And
he's gonna heal them with an album. He's gonna heal the 10 grieving families with an album. We're all gonna come together and buy his album, and he's gonna give you 10% discount on the album if you lost a loved one at Astroworld. How generous of Travis to offer that.
You can just find healing and find emotion, in that, and just more progressive. Everything I'm trying to do is just more progressive.
You said you're a man of God, and when I even said that, they say your music is satanic, I saw the face that you made. Where do you think that even comes from? Travis Scott is satanic, Travis Scott is demonic.
I just think it's just things people collect. People look at the internet and they just collect, and they look at things and they look at visuals, and we have all these theorists and people just thinking they're looking at visuals and don't understand, just the idea of like what art may be or what you're trying to do. They're just making up your own message, especially when you're not out there like yelling the message all the time. It's just, yeah.
And when they say this is a community event, Astroworld.
Yeah,
so they say a community event is a satanic ritual. How does that?
Yeah, that's
make
like
you feel?
it's crazy because it's like I do this for people to have a good time. We have rides, we have games.
Yeah, this is a good point. I should have mentioned this in my video. A lot of people talking about why was a 9-year-old boy who tragically passed away even at this event. It was a goddamn fun fair. It's a community event. There's rides. It's literally aimed at children.
Things for people to get off creative experiences. It's not, the show is at the end of the day. It's like, and that show is just something based on what's, just things. It's not like, what? Like, why would we wake up one day and just trying to, that's just evil is not what we're a part of. We're not trying to be a part of that. We're trying to be a part of joy. We're trying to be a part of light. We're trying to be a part of full-blown happiness, love, understanding, people taking care of each other, community, people to leave from these experiences and want to go out and do good. That's literally what we want. We want to show them these things. We put everything into this festival. This is our 3rd year. So
Cap.
we try to
Big
put,
cap.
every year we put everything into the festival so people can enjoy it. It's not about just come perform. Not that, it's things for them to do all day. And different artists for them to experience too.
Has the trauma of this tragedy impacted your desire to perform in the future?
I've always seen performances of art of healing for me. That's why
He ain't trying to stop is what he's saying. He's trying to say, no, I'm trying to touch stage again, bro. I'm losing money. I need to touch stage. I need to make up some of the money I'm losing from this festival. He was supposed to make peas from this festival. He's gonna go broke and have to sell me his masters.
I've always been so into it. I don't know if you looked at like some of the growth from where I've tried to take performance. I've always tried to, I feel like it's the art of healing. I feel like it's a moment where people have a mutual understanding.
He ain't stopping, is what he's saying.
And
Astroworld 2022 is gonna be lit. He's gonna have to do it in like the Cayman Islands or some shit because he's not performing in the United States, that's for sure.
For anything, is that we address a lot of safety concerns. I think.
So once we've got heart monitor wristbands, it's all go. It's all good.
The first things first is that, because not even just for me, you don't want other, artists to have to go and take a part of that trauma, take a part of that experience, take a part of that, that fear. You don't want concert goers to still be a part of that fear. You want them to feel safe. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's just the first things first. And I think once we take major steps into moving in that direction, I feel like, it could be cool for people to practice that healing again, and understand that. I don't think people should run away from it and shy away from it. I think,
bro, everyone needs to run away from you, bro. Your shows are deadly.
It's a form of healing,
no matter what.
Yeah, the families can get 10%. The families can get 2% off of tickets to the next Astroworld, bro, so they can heal.
What you do at any of your shows in the future, regardless of how much security, how much safety you put in place, you cannot control human behavior.
Yeah.
You can't control 40, 50,000 people doing whatever it is that they do. Does that scare you?
I mean, yeah, but you also put trust in the fans too, to, you know, just have a good time. You know, you just reinstill that, and, you know,
Jump off the balcony. They gonna catch you. Are you gonna do it?
you continue to practice, you know, when you're on stage, to just remind them, you know, and even when they're there, to just constantly have messages to remind them, like, yo, look, you're here to have a good time. We're not here if you see somebody.
You know what you came here to do? I want to see the rage. Where's the rage? We got to show them how we do it.
You know, help another, you know. I think it's just continue to reinstill that message. I think help that mindset.
Yeah, so After World was one of, you know, several ways you gave back to Houston. Do you think you've, you know, lost that privilege to do that?
To be honest, I haven't really like thought about that, because I've just been thinking about just
I've just been thinking about myself, so I don't really think about that. But
community healing, and, you know, the family's healing, and, you know, all those things kind of building back up.
That could take forever though.
It's not gonna happen.
I don't know if you ever truly heal.
no
Yeah.
one fucks with you now, Travis.
Yeah.
Houston think you're a fucking
And,
dickhead.
you know, but, you know, through these things, you know, like I say, music is part of healing.
Yeah, I've got to drop the next album and they'll love me again, bro. You can have some bangers on that album. You can have a Drake feature as well. Have a fucking... I
And
hate this guy.
at the end of the day, I just don't think, you know, a Travis Scott show, or, you know, an Astroworld show
Goes
know,
on. He wants to say
wasn't
show
the
goes
bottom
on.
line factor of what happened here, you know.
What?
You know, wasn't the bottom line factor of what happened here, you know.
What? It was the Travis Scott Astroworld show.
You know, a Travis Scott show, or, you know, an Astroworld show, you know, wasn't the bottom line factor of what happened here, you know.
We want rage. We want rage. Remember that?
You know? And I think we just got to figure out what that was, what happened.
It's right. It's you, fam. Get the fucking paddy wagon.
But, you know, having a Travis Scott show, you know, we've done shows, you know, all over. That wasn't the, you know, what happened here. You know, something that happened here, you know.
You know, all the other shows were fine. It was just paralysis and fighting with, you know, riots, paralysis, fighting with security.
And that's why we want to fix it, because it can happen anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I think once we get further along in that, I think, you know, it'd be a little bit more receptive, I feel.
Bro, I hope this guy never performs again, man.
Just you as an individual, when you perform again,
You can perform in the penitentiary, you know, you can sing in the shower. You can sing Goosebumps in the shower, you know, while a very large man with some very questionable tattoos behind him, you know, plays a few notes.
precautions will you take moving forward? Just you, just based off what you can personally control. What precautions would you take moving forward?
None.
I'll
Wristbands.
do the same thing I've, you know, been doing, just double, you know, making sure everybody is on post, and, you know, I'll do the, you know, double down on just making sure that everyone is locked in. Everyone is aware.
That doesn't mean anything. These words don't mean anything. The mental gymnastics is crazy. The words he's using don't mean anything. I'm just gonna double down on making sure everyone's locked in, you know?
Everyone is on response. Everybody is on, you know.
So are you saying that's something you can do, Trav? So are you saying it's on you? It's, you know, it's your responsibility to make sure everybody's locked in. You know, it's interesting. So saying that you didn't do that at this one, you know, just maybe say it's your responsibility, perhaps.
On it, you know what I'm saying? And look out. Try to, you know, if you felt like it wasn't there more, push for it to be more.
Your festival.
Push the call and response more with the fans.
Like, what do you mean? Like
Put your middle finger up in the sky if you're feeling good. I'm going to ignore the ambulance I just said I saw. Put your middle finger up in the eye, in the sky.
are y'all okay?
Or, you know, or like, you know, try to have some sort of call and response with the fans while still being smooth in the performance. Because at
At the end of the day, it's all about the performance.
the day, it's still performance art. You know what I'm saying?
Lives don't matter, man. It's performance art. My art's so much more important than people's lives.
And that's why the whole idea about this is you want to make sure that is all these factors are done
Everything's secondary to his art, his performance, and his ego, because it's all about him.
before we even go into these things, you know? Because you want to just, when you go in, you want to have the mindset that, okay, people are going to be okay. We can have a good show. if anything's going down, people are gonna be right there to be the first one to get to him.
I see a comment in the chat as facts. It says if the ambulance was closer to the stage, Travis probably would have raged on the roof of it too. It's facts.
You know, and if there's gonna be any communication, it's, you know, communication. But you know, I think, yeah.
When you did stop the show, how did you see that one person?
I mean, he was right there. You know, you had like, you had people like just spread it out. You know, and so I'm looking, I'm like, oh. So I just called down.
Oh, so you could see distress in the crowd. Oh, it's useful to know.
And you know, the medics just came in, responded, got him out. You know.
That's the only one you saw that.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the only one I saw. And then, you know, when I seen
It's ambulance in the crowd.
the lights in the back, you know, I just double checked, make sure everyone was okay. You know, I got a response, everyone was
You told everyone to put their middle finger up, and then you just played a song. You didn't do shit.
okay.
And I hit that song, bro, and I got my bars off.
How normal is that to see ambulances and everything else at these festivals?
Well, it was lights, so, you know, and ambulances don't really have like red and blue lights, you know.
He immediately identified it as an ambulance, bro. He probably forgot. He might not have seen my video. He's probably forgot. He immediately identified it as an ambulance. It's an ambulance in the crowd. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, so you thought it was cops?
I don't. You don't know. You just looking at his lights. That's why I asked. I'm just like, yo, is it an ambulance? It's like, what's going on? You don't know if it's like.
And then I didn't do shit, bro. He's stumbling on his words. He's like, I didn't even know. No, I did say, oh fuck.
Like somebody got some lights.
Look, he's flailing, bro. He's fuck.
You know,
Oh, so
Look, he goes from sitting relaxed, and he's like this. He's flailing because he knows he's fucked.
I don't. You don't know.
Come on, Charlemagne.
You just looking at his lights. That's why I asked. I'm just like, yo, is it an ambulance? It's like, what's going on? You don't know if it's like somebody got some lights up there, doing, you know.
You don't know if somebody's beaming, you don't know if somebody's projecting a hologram of an ambulance into the crowd to fuck with me and mess up my amazing performance, which is obviously the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? Travis Scott needs to link up with Alec Baldwin.
Doing some turn. You don't know. You know, but. You know,
I thought they were just doing some lit virtual ambulance in the crowd just to make the show more lit, so I thought I'd ignore that shit, tell everyone to put their middle fingers up and dance on it.
get a response. So, you got a response from the fans.
Paddy Wagon.
You know, I asked everyone to put their hand up, and then didn't get a response from anything else. So, just carried on.
Just carried on. Smoking gun right there.
Does it make you feel judged when you see videos, circulating of other artists stopping their shows, like to check on fans since Astroworld? Because it's almost like the insinuation from other artists is that, like, you didn't do enough, so we don't want to be like Travis.
I take it as, they're just taking extra precautions,
They're just being more careful than I would be, because I don't give a fuck.
because it might not have been something that, was
Can't
running
answer
through
it.
their mind at time before, and they're just taking extra precautions to, make sure they don't run through the same problems.
Yeah. That's why this happened at your festival, because you didn't do shit.
And I can commend them for that. I've always done the same thing, in my prior shows and
Jump off the balcony,
other
guys.
shows, so I feel them. I just think it's been a little bit more. People are more capturing it now, like because of what's going on. I think that's just how the media works.
Do you feel like your team right now is allowing you to do everything that you possibly could do?
And as far as what?
Just as far as like anything regarding to this situation.
Apologize,
Speaking out,
prick.
Well,
reaching out to families.
Just apologize. Just
well, yeah,
apologize.
It's a lot of legal into it, but at the end of the day, I'm human, so I want to do so much to try to like help and heal and
Not apologize,
you
though.
give time for people to heal. You want
Give
to
them
give
time.
time.
Without an apology.
But I want to be able to like go and start taking these steps to, addressing these, these problems and getting to.
1. Here's your steps, step by step. 1. Apologize. 2. Take responsibility. 3. Offer restitution to the families. Get yourself going, bro. Because you're gonna lose it all in court anyway, bro.
The solutions, addressing the solutions and addressing ways
Wristbands.
to fix these things from happening in the future.
Ban you from performing, put you in a paddy wagon and take you to the police station, right? Put you on trial for your terrible behavior, your documented history of endangering fans and causing people to be injured. Sell your masters to Traplaw Ross. He'll look after him.
Like,
and give the families the money that they deserve for what you did to them.
I think that's the main thing. And I've always took pride in trying to lead things and go and attack things. And
You are not a leader, sir. You are the antithesis of a leader. You're a failure of a leader. You're a pathetic little worm trying to wiggle your way out of a situation you've caused.
you know, be the first to jump out and go do it. You know, so I'm more than, you know, happy enough to go.
But then there's the person Travis Scott, but then there's the business of Travis Scott. So I'm sure there's a lot of people around you trying to protect the business.
The Masters,
So
baby.
for you personally, like, you know, how much
Give me the Masters.
do you want to protect the business as well?
$10.
Well, I mean,
Give
at
me.
the end of the day, like, people have to understand these businesses aren't built because, you know, you Charlemagne, I'm Travis. So it's like, I've always cared about, you know, the fans. I don't give a, you know, it's about them. You know, so it's like,
And then now they're dead. I don't care.
obviously it's like business and this, but I've always been the one that's like pushed back on vocally, like, yo, you know, we gotta, you know, this is about, you know, the fans, and, you know, the team has always felt the same way. And so, and anytime I've ever done anything corporately, that's just how I've always been. It's just like, yo, we want to go do things to make sure that the people that are experiencing this product is having the best experience. It's not about, you know, what we could do, like the numbers.
It was $350 for a ticket to Astroworld, bro, and you had you'd sold 100,000 tickets, bro. Talking about sneaking the wild ones in. Fuck you.
Like, you know, that's not what we chase here. We chase for people to have the best experience. You know, we want people to enjoy themselves. We want people to walk away with,
Bro, someone got paralyzed at your shows. They literally couldn't walk away. 10 people died. They literally can't walk. Like, they're not here anymore. People are Bro, can you hear yourself?
just ideas. Like, wow, this is like, you know.
Fuck you.
They say that there's no permanent friends or enemies in business. So, you know, if anybody decides to back away from Travis Scott on a corporate level, do you care?
No.
Good, because it's happening, bro.
But,
Yes, he answered to, no, but hang on, I look like a heartless prick now.
I've never jumped into things with people that didn't know me. So, everyone I surrounded myself with, you know, it's always been, you know, a backbone and, you know, supportive to anything I want to do to help fix anything that could be a good cause, you know. So, you know, I'm thankful for that, you know.
If the families of the victims never forgive you, will you ever be able to forgive yourself? Can you live with that?
Good question.
Nah, it's tough. You know, it's real tough. Because I want them to really know that my intentions, you know.
He's trying to say it wasn't his fault. He's trying to say, I want them to know it wasn't my fault. But we all know whose fault this is. It's not about, oh, we're going to blame Live Nation. Oh, they organized the Bro, this is your festival. You attract people that wanted to rage. You attract 50,000 people that had the intentions of causing damage, causing rage, causing negative energy. It's the Astroworld Festival, Travis Scott. Some people walked through a giant effigy of your head and never walked out. So stop dancing around the situation and just take responsibility and give the families the closure they need. Talking about, oh, it's tough. Bro, think how tough it is for them, bro. And all they want to do is hear you apologize and take responsibility.
Wasn't to harm their family at all. It's for them to come to have a good experience.
So when you told that kid to jump off the balcony, when you were telling kids to jump off the balcony at the show in New York, Terminal 5, what was your intention then, you know? Someone's got a child that's paralyzed. That was a, you know, promise. Not as. It's just tragic.
You know, and like, you know, I've always feel like I have a connection with my fans, you know, through the music. I feel like when they come to see me, it's not just like, oh, they're coming, they come in it's like a connection.
They're coming to rage.
And, you know, sometimes not knowing, you know, people not understanding like artists and where we come from, it could be a disconnect. And, you know, I would love to, you know, instead of understanding and, you know, for them to truly know where my heart's from. You know, it didn't come for me to harm, and it wasn't about a show to
Rage. It wasn't about rage, was it?
keep, you know, at all. For me
He
to
nearly
harm.
said it. He nearly let rage slip out of his mouth.
This wasn't about
Rage.
a show to
Don't
keep,
say
you
rage.
know, at all. You know, it's about for them to have, you know, one of the, you know, a very good time, and it's just tragic that it didn't turn out that way. You know.
Do you feel like you're being villainized?
I mean, I feel like it comes with being in the seat.
I would say he isn't being villainized. You know, I think the criticism leveled at him is very reasonable. I think what he caused, what happened at his festival, let's say what happened at his festival was so bad, so monumentally out of this world bad. How can we not see you as a villain? How can we not look at the things that you've done up until this point and see you as a villain? But I don't think you're being villainized. I think you're just being justifiably identified as a villain. I don't think you're being misrepresented as a villain. You are a fucking villain. You're here not apologizing. You're here dancing around the questions. It's offensive to the families. You are a villain. You're not being villainized. You are a villain. You're being correctly identified. It's a villain right there.
You know, and I feel like they pointing the finger at me because it's my festival, or they want to, you know,
It is your festival, and they're right to point the finger at you. They want to just...
I am who I am, you know, and it maybe not a lot of like understanding about like what's going on, but you know, like I said before, I feel like I can kind of like take that, in a sense, because my whole career I feel like people have been trying to do that, and I feel like I've shown through actions that that's not my character.
But now you've shown through actions that your character is somebody that puts on a festival where many people tragically lose their lives. So what are we doing here, Trav? Someone's in the chat saying this is like that. This is as bad as the R. Kelly Good Morning America interview. I want to see Travis jump up and go, "You're killing me with this. I'm fighting for my life," because he is.
That's not, you know, that's not who I am. I'm shining through positive, you know. And I feel like, you know, with understanding and with everything, I feel like people understand that what my heart wasn't there to be the villain, you know. I was there to be like a hometown hero.
Well, it didn't go so well, did it, Trav? Because now you are a villain. You're not a hometown hero, and you never will be again.
You know, the day before Astroworld, there's footage of you discussing the importance of giving back to your community and how much it means to you to be able to do that. Do you think people have forgotten, you know, your heart in all this and what Astroworld was truly about?
You know, I think people, you know, are grieving, and it can get, you know, misplaced with, you know, who cares about that, what's going on right now. But, you know, like I said, I just want to continue to, you know, stay on those stepping blocks and continue to do the charity I've been doing, and continue to doing the community work I've been doing for Houston, you know. I was doing those things before, not looking for people to pat me on the back for them, you know.
Why don't you just set aside your charity and just work hard to do right by the families of the people that lost their lives at your festival, Trav? And first step of that's apologizing and taking responsibility for what happened at your festival.
I was just doing them just simply just to make a change. And so you wouldn't be surprised if people don't, you know, pay attention to some of those things throughout whenever you are doing them. But that's not what you're doing for, really. So I feel like at the end of the day, you continue to do those things regardless, you know?
Do you think you'll ever be able to recover from this emotionally?
He's not even bothered by it emotionally now, so there's no recovery to take place. He's not taken responsibility. He's not shown any remorse or any sadness. All he did was jerk his little ding dong on his head, keep it moving, do a little Better Help partnership, buy another Hermes blanket, and go swing some golf clubs with fucking Michael Jordan and Mark Wahlberg and smoke a blunt.
You know, my grandma...
How can you smoke a blunt after 10 people have died at your festival? I'd be so haunted and paranoid. I couldn't hit a blunt. I can't hit a blunt if I've had a bad day.
My mother, my dad, my mom, they've always told me to, you know, put your faith in God and hide behind his wing. And at the end of the day, I think you gotta, I've always told myself, you know, things are gonna get, it's hard, you know, things can be feeling amazing sometimes, and things can get real hard, you know, and I think how you respond to things and where you channel your emotions is very important, you know, especially at a time like this. And
You've responded badly and you failed to take responsibility, so that's bad.
and I gave my, you know, it was hard for me to really, because it is the first time anything like this. I've even seen anything like this, heard of it, and it be happening, you know, to this whole community. You know, it just, you know, you kind of just, you want to be able to channel that emotion to just respond, and you got to be strong, man. Stepping in and doing the things for the community doesn't come with being, you know, too weak. You got to be able to, you know, step through these things and show people that you really care. You know, this wasn't just to get to the point to do this, but it was really to create active change, you know? And I think, you know, these are, you know, it's these moments right now where you gotta really show, you know, where your heart is in this thing, you know? And I think, you know, that's what I've always, you know, wanted to do, and, you know, I wanna just continue to do that.
I'm glad you mentioned your family, because that was one of my last questions. Like, how important has family been in this situation?
You know, it's been important, you know, all my family was there too, you know, so it's been important. But to be able to have them and bounce back, you know, ideas and, you know,
Bounce back ideas. Do you think him and Kylie are just sitting around brainstorming ways that, Trav, like, what you should do is better help partnership, like bouncing around ideas? We could move to Mexico and hide. Then you won't go to jail. We can get my dad to defend you like fucking OJ.
them grieve with, you know, for those families as well. Pray for those families as well. Continue to, you know,
Dodge the bullet. Continue to not apologize. Pray for them. Dodge the responsibility.
them also being a helping hand as well, you know, which gives me more hands to help. I feel like, which is more important. And them always having my back to support the idea, want to create this change. I think, you know, at least gives me more confidence that, you know, I'm not in this alone. You know what I'm saying? To help fix this, you know, for the families, for the community.
You do need to fix it because it's your responsibility. You should just apologize. It'll help.
As a superstar, it's weird, right? Because these same outlets that report on this tragedy, when something like the W cover leaks, then now they want to get back to your relationship. And whether you and, you know, Kylie are together or not. Is that not...
What, do you mean whether Drake's piping her down behind your back? Is that what you're talking about?
strange to you?
Sicko mode, for real.
I mean, yeah. So I don't really only do magazines I like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you're going to be doing a front cover of Prison Times.
But, you know,
Bankrupt Weekly.
a magazine gonna try to figure out what the fuck they want to figure out, you know? I've never did anything for a relationship for, you know, anybody to try to figure out or put a label on what they want to put it on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we know what our relationship is, and, you know, so I just stand strong on it.
Drizzy.
So I guess my final question, man, who does Travis Scott ultimately, I guess, think is responsible for this tragedy?
Great question.
You know, it's crazy because something tragic happened here, and what I've just been trying to
Dodging that like the Matrix. Answer the question, you fucking dickhead.
What happened here? How it happened here? And I think the families are owed.
He knows it's him.
That. I feel like, you know, the community is owed that.
Answer.
I feel like we're owed that to just know what happened here. And you know, I don't want to just speak too soon. I just want to figure out, you know, what happened. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who's going to jail tonight?
But you know, like I said, you know, as artists, we just leave this up, you know, to professionals to make sure that we, you know, that fans are having a good time. You know, people are protected and can, you know.
Who are you blaming? The paramedics, Trav?
leave and have the
security who you tell your fans to rush and fight.
best experience ever.
You know they're going to pick this interview apart. So,
Sure are.
is there anything you want to say, to your fans,
Say something to me.
to the family of people who lost loved ones, before we get out of here?
I mean, I want
Say sorry. Go on. Say sorry. It's your last shot. Charlemagne knows this is your last shot.
everyone to just continue praying for the fans. I want people to continue praying for the fans that was lost. I want people to continue.
Dear Lord, I really hope that we find and imprison the person who is responsible putting on this motherfucking disaster that led to this tragic loss of life. That's what I pray for. So, see how that goes, man.
Praying for the families.
Hope they get justice. I
want
pray
people
for
to
that.
continue just reaching out for healing. I want people to continue to just be there for each other.
The feds are going to be there for you, so that's good.
And remember that, that love is just, everything. And with that, we can try to cure everything, and take steps into.
Your Honor, we propose that rather than throw Travis in jail and take all of his money, he just gives love, because that heals everything.
Healing. And I think the more we try to, continue to let people grieve and continue to be there for people and, check in on people and, check in on your loved ones and just, I think that's just like one of the most important things. And, staying strong through this while we, figure out what's going on, and bring understanding to these families and to the community.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to send healing energy to everybody involved, the families, those who were lost, yourself, because nobody wants tragedies like this to happen.
Yeah, not at all.
So preventing them moving forward is the only thing we can do.
Yeah.
Appreciate you,
Thank
brother.
you, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man.
Absolutely.
Sure.
That was awful. That was one of the worst interviews I've ever seen. That was absolutely shocking. I can't believe the mental gymnastics that he had on display there. I mean, for him to sidestep those questions, that last one, it's just like, look, this is your last chance. Like, do you want to just show some remorse and apologize? Like, I'm going to give you one last shot. I think, look, the real winner here is Charlemagne. Amazing interview. Charlemagne is a GOAT. I mean, the culture is lucky to even have him. He is a legend of the game. Incredible interview. Incredible interviewer. And protect Charlemagne at all costs, man. Travis, gonna have to get you in the back of that paddy wagon. Gonna have to get those masters off your hands. Pennies on the dollar. You're gonna have to sell those. You're trying to throw Live Nation under the bus. That was crazy though. I had never seen nothing like that. Shout out everybody that tuned in for the stream. That was fun. I've been so busy with main channel videos. I haven't barely had time for the second channel. Could have broken this down on the second channel, but I just don't have time, man. Got Crip Mac video. I'm filming that today. It's gonna be litty. Thank you everybody that enjoyed the Travis video. Fuck you to all of the Travis fans that have been in my DMs talking about, yeah, it's not Travis's fault. Oh, shut up, grow up. Travis's fault, man. Talking about, you do misrepresent. No, shut up. Travis needs to go to jail. Anyway, thank you everyone. Appreciate you. I'm gonna throw this up on the Clips channel. Appreciate everyone. Crip Mac video coming soon. Peace.